we are going to be defeated. And I hate to say that. We are going to be defeated because they have an answer for unhoused. It's not correctly, but they have an answer. They have an answer for immigration. It's not correct, but they have an answer. They have an answer for inequality. It's not correct, but they have an answer. Bring all of this shit, every one of these situations together, and we fight them on one front, on everything, and guess what? They are scrambling like a motherfucker. And I hate to use that term, ML, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm being real with you. I'm being 100% real, authentic. Until we bring all this shit together as one U.S. citizen, and especially here in the city of Denver, a resident of Denver, we have to bring all this together and fight them and change the narrative instead of letting them dictate to us what they've been doing over the last fucking century or so. Trust me, all this shit is by design. They know what the fuck they're doing. They know exactly what the fuck they're doing. Until we come together, whether you're black or white, red or brown, green, I don't give a fuck if you from Mars, Pluto, or Neptune. The point is, we all have to come to fucking together. Yeah. Until we do that, the houses along with the unhoused, the poor along with the rich, the less endowed along with the endowed, we have to come together. Then the very people that this shit is affecting the most is the poor and the unhoused. We the one that's sleeping out here on the fucking street in the fucking midst of winter. I'm not advocating for no one to be sleeping out here, but god damn it, I'd be damned if you take away my right. I'm a fucking Marine. I put my life on the line for this country, and yet you're gonna tell me I don't have a right to choose how I want to live my life? Each and every one of us have a right. It wasn't given by no goddamn government. It was not given by man. It was given to you the very day that you was implanted into your mother belly and you became a child. That's what I'm talking about. You have to stand up for what you believe in. If you don't stand up now, guess what? They will tell you what you will believe. Denver has become a fucking police state. A police state. When you spend majority of your damn budget on policing people, something wrong with that situation. Something is wrong with that. That should tell y'all, you go outside, they have a right to shoot you. But yet it's still, the United States Supreme Court have already said, police can shoot you and ask questions later. How in the fuck I'm going to answer a question, and you're going to shot me? Think about that. Think about it. How in the fuck I'm going to house myself when you're not building a fucking house that I can afford according to what I make? Ask yourself that question. Think about it. How in the fuck are you going to do anything when you got to make a choice between doctor care for yourself or your kids or somebody else in your family member? Because now we're living in an age where majority of us is looking out for our grandparents or our parents. Something wrong with this goddamn situation. And I am sick and tired of coming up here talking about the same thing day in, day out, and getting no fucking result. This December, the 27th, a couple of days was a great Christmas present for me, and I hope it was a great Christmas present for a lot of unhoused individuals, that the camping ban was deemed unconstitutional. See, we have three branches of government: legislative, executive, and judiciary. Those are checks and balances. And this administration has said, fuck what the judiciary said. We still going to harass and move along the unhoused. But they're not doing any damn thing to correct that problem. We shouldn't have a camping ban here. We shouldn't have a camping ban nowhere in the United States. We have made more money. We are one of the richest countries, but yet we got grandmothers, grandfathers, we got mothers, fathers, families, kids living out here on the street. We got kids going to school that don't know where they're going to get their next damn meal from. And we got a motherfucker here that come here to Denver to talk to our mayor, and I kind of find it ironic that the location is fucking secret. So you know when they hide shit from you, they up to no motherfucking good. And that's exactly what they up to. Somebody out here is being paid a lot of money. Being paid a lot of money to keep the unhoused and the poor right where they are at. This is all bullshit. This is all 100% bullshit. And I'm gonna tell you like this right now. I'm going into a lot of shit right now. I'm giving y'all some shit. Do you know why they are trying to take away your gun? Do you know why they are repealing to where you got to go now and have a background check? Who background checking them? Them might be the very motherfuckers that will go the fuck off because once they lose everything after they done had it, they can't goddamn cope. They are doing this shit because if we take over our guns and say, yo, we ain't standing for this shit no more, what the fuck do you think gonna happen? You got a gun, they got a gun. It's gonna be a lot of shit they're gonna be popping off. So to stop us from doing that shit, they're coming up with a damn narrative. Oh, if you got a mental problem, you can't have a gun. Oh, if you're poor, you can't have a gun. But I can have a dog, and my dog can go to a goddamn dog park and play all day long. But I can't get a motherfucking house? What's wrong with that? Talk to me. Something is wrong with that messaging. Housing should not be to where a motherfucker can get as much money as they want off of them motherfuckers. Everyone here deserves a place to call their own. With that come a stability and stability. With that come a stability in your situation. You're beginning to be proud of where you stand. You got a house. You're looking out for everybody. Your body beginning to heal. You get enough sleep. You can eat correctly. You can eat properly. All of that plays a part in each and every one of our daily lives. And to keep us well and to keep us healthy. But what they're doing right now, this is all bullshit because they are out here making each and every one of us fight against each other. And when you start doing that, that means the government have fall. Say what?
Divide and conquer.
That's what they're doing. And they have already did it. And they are very successful at that. Remember, I'm a Marine. I'm a Marine. And trust me, that is one of the tactics that we used to use. We used to use divide and conquer. And after you divide and conquer, motherfucker, you take control over. Guess what? Y'all may not know this, but each and every one of y'all has been controlled, not only by the city, but by the federal government as well. All this shit come down. This shit didn't just happen overnight. This shit is all planned out each and every day on how to fuck over the citizens of Denver, how to fuck over the citizens of the United States. And they are doing it very well. Very well. We got a motherfucking president that ain't worth a goddamn 2 cents.
We haven't had a good president.
We ain't have a good president. That's what I told y'all. You should write my name in there. I'll change some shit. Oh yeah, I sure fucking will. I'll change some shit. I'll make shit equal. Because to be honest with you, until we all come together, they're gonna fuck us over left and right. And guess what? And they sitting right now, probably up in their motherfucking office. He probably in that motherfucker because you know they have an underground thing down here. And they probably sitting up in the office laughing. Oh, we got them divided. Oh, we got this. And Mayor Hancock, you just like the other Jews, the other Israelites. You're a sellout, and I will tell you're a sellout to your fucking face. If you want to do anything with me, we can get busy. Because I don't give a fuck. I am sick and tired of this bullshit. All this shit gotta stop. When we got kids that is going to school hungry, we got kids that have to go home to an empty motherfucking cabinet, an empty motherfucking refrigerator, or barely make it. We got college students out here trying to make it, and when they graduate from college, they goddamn already in debt. Come on now, this is bullshit. All of this is BS. I am sick and tired of letting my house go and coming out here to sleep on this goddamn street in order to get shit done. It's time for somebody else to stand up, take the reins. Period. Period. And it don't have to be one. It could be all of us taking the reins of that fucking wagon together. That's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. We have a meeting every Wednesday at Denver Homeless Out Loud. I know a lot of people work because you got to pay that damn rent. You got to work now, 12 to 15 hours a day now. You probably get about 6 hours of sleep, plus taking care of your kids. Oh, it's hard. It takes two income to live in the city of Denver. Fucking better than that. It takes two income to live in the city of America. Period. In any city of America. That should not be. I understand that the words say, if a man don't work, he don't eat. But goddamn, if I work, I should be able to afford what I want to afford. Steak is so goddamn high. Well, I'll put it like that. Beef is so damn high. I want to know what the fuck they feeding the cow. I want to know if they feeding the cow grass or grass gold. A cow ain't got no, a steak ain't got no better costing goddamn $7 a motherfucking plate. You know? For a steak costs you $35. Come on, y'all. Ground beef for 3 pounds, $10. What the fuck is going on here in America? Are you gonna sit here and continue to let this bullshit happen? Or are you gonna stand up and be counted? Are you gonna be with us? Or are you gonna just say, I will accept what the fuck rich and corporations are doing to us? You can't even go to a mom and pop store no more. There ain't no such thing as a mom and pop store. They all been bought out by these damn corporations. And everybody is buying food. Oh, organic food. Ain't shit no more organic. Ain't shit. We done got so far from being organic and natural that it's ridiculous. All that shit lies. All of it. But we have to stand together, man and women. We have to stand together. In order to defeat this shit, we got to stand together, and we need to come together right now at this very fucking instant. Because without us standing together to fight all this shit together, they are going to continue to whoop our ass. And I'm tired of getting my ass whooped. It's time for us to start doing some fucking whooping ourselves. Oh, this might sound like it's terrorists. This might sound like it's combatant. I'm gonna tell you like that. Sometimes you got to put your motherfucking foot on the neck of the fucking horse to get the horse to go in the direction that you wanted to go. And sometimes that's what we're gonna have to do with this goddamn government that we got. We're gonna have to put our foot down on their damn neck and let them know we ain't standing for this shit. We got our city council that don't even have power. Don't even have power to change the law when it's unconstitutional unless you get a 9-0 vote, because why? We got a punk ass mayor that is going to veto it if they don't have a 9-0. That's bullshit. You know, people just during this spring, we had 80% of the population of Denver go out and did not pass the initiative on the right to survive. Guess what? Have you ever been in a classroom when you were in high school where 80% of the goddamn class failed? I have. 80% failed a test. Why? Because they did not do their homework. They did not do their due diligence. They did not go and research for themselves what the fuck is going on. And that's what happened. That is what happened. 80% of the people believe in the lie that we can do better. If we can do better, why in the fuck we not doing better? Ask them that question. Why are we not doing better?
We're not petitioning now.
You know, the thing is, we are the people. And I do remember the Constitution said, we are the people of the United States in order to perform a more perfect union. This is not perfect at all. This is straight 100% bullshit. The only way it can be perfect is that each one of us come together. And we have to understand this one thing. We have to find a fucking middle ground. We have to find a middle ground. Everything is not black and white or red and blue. But goddamn it, we have to find a middle ground to where one thing is this. No one here in Denver, no one here in fucking America should be without a fucking house. Because the answer is right there within the answer of what we call the homeless. Home. That means the motherfucker don't have a home. They provide him with a home. Unhoused. What that means? The person does not have a house. Unsheltered. That means a person doesn't have a place that he can call his own. It don't mean a shelter. It don't mean about trying to lock people up for not doing a crime because they are poor. It's about we providing and making sure that everyone can attain a house according to their income. Everybody out here, if I was to take a poll right now, ask you how much you're making, not a single motherfucker out here is making $100,000 or $80,000 or $60,000. Half of y'all probably make about $25,000 a year. And then you take that and you take the senior citizens who have retired from working, they barely can make it. Come on, it's time for this shit to change.
Hey everyone, this is Alex with Unicorn Riot. We've been listening to Jerry Burton, who is a member of Denver Homeless Out Loud and who has been on and off the streets. Right now he does have housing in veteran housing because he's a Marine. There's a rally here outside the City and County building, which is Denver City Hall, to protest a meeting that is most likely going on inside this building today.
Alrighty, for you, those of you guys who are also going to speak, if you guys,
with Robert Marbut Jr, who's the new U.S. Interagency Council on Homelessness Director, and Housing Secretary Ben Carson.
About a month ago.
But I'm going to go back
about a month
over
and a half
and hear
ago,
what else others have to say.
A local judge ruled that the camping ban was unconstitutional, and the Denver police got scared. They were afraid that they were going to get judicial action. And so, rather than scattering our homeless communities around from camp to camp, they were able to stay in one place for a while. Well, the city got scared, realizing how many of us there are out there because their whole focus is to try to make us hidden. Now, they moved a bunch of people over there away from Lincoln Park because there's been rats for theirs for 2 years. And then when a bunch of people showed up, all of a sudden, then it was a health and safety standard. I got a question to ask you. What's the solution to homelessness?
Housing!
Housing, yeah. It's not that complicated. But their solution is to hide people. And so that's part of the reason that we're here. We refuse to let them hide and scatter us and demand housing. All right, who's next?
You're up, brother.
Just push on the button.
Yeah, I haven't used one in decades.
Just push on the button and hold it up to your mouth.
Yes, sir. Yeah, my name's Lauren Willis. I'm a retired social worker in
I can get someone to help so I can name the
and
camera.
mental health in Texas till the end of '98, and then an advisor and advocate.
Hold it up closer.
Yes, sir. I'm terribly sorry. It's been decades. I used to do a lot of marches in Texas this way. The thing that really crippled me and got me to come when Trey come to pick me up was I seen on their concentration camps. And that's what these things are. I'm here to tell you, during the Clinton administration, no matter what you think, forget that. Warehousing was a big no-no, and clustering, that's putting everyone of an ethnic or mental health or whatever in one area. It's un-American. This whole thing's un-American. Have you seen the, I keep wanting to call them camps, which is what this fellow wants. The places we sleep are God knows what they're making a hit off of us. We're sleeping like animals. It's a lot better outside, I'm going to tell you. This is horrible. This is deplorable. This is without a shadow of a doubt unconstitutional and un-American. My God, man, people died. My daddy fought with the unions forever, the AFL-CIO. I'm a union man. I'm here to tell you, Patrick Henry said in the Revolutionary War, if we don't all stand together, if we don't all hang together now, we most certainly will hang separately later. And they're taking us out, like this fine gentleman said, picking us off, picking on each other. If we don't organize, if we don't get with our faith, the God of your choice, the God who brought us here, if we don't get faith in something greater than us, how can we be Gideon? How can we be a Gideon and fight unsurmountable forces? That's what we got. We've done it in Texas. We organized, the only state in the union, the only darn one. And after 18 years, we won a Supreme Court decision for mental health and for housing that was the first of its kind. They took an idiot like me and made me a federal client's rights officer in them. I've been kicked around in them while I worked in them. I'm here to tell you, this man's right. There's homes, there's rapid deployment. We have motels, we have resources. Instead of being vilified, people's mother, father, grandkids, Uncle Joe who was in the Marines, anybody, an old beaten down guy like me, I wanted to come here and write a book. I prayed on it. I'm writing a book. And let me tell you something, the title has been, and then God showed up, just because of my life. Being around people like y'all. And I'm here to tell you, I've seen too many people, mentors, that just passed on. For God's sake, I've got something else to say, but I want to keep a point of entry. But these bells, I want to say one thing. These bells going off, let them be bells for revolution, revitalization, radicalism. Radical means getting to the root of, instead of funeral bells. And that's what we're forming right now. Another guy froze to death the other night. Froze to death. I think last year 5 young ladies jumped off buildings. How damn hopeless does it get to jump off a building and end your existence on this wonderful carnival ride? Well, I'm gonna get off. My Alamo's here. I'll stand with you. I'll stand with you. I've been here before and I know the answer. We win. Just according to how many bodies I've been at Stout, I've confronted these people, been thrown out, put back in, thrown out, didn't come back, didn't like the company. But y'all are my people, but more or less, I'm yours. And I love you, and big thing is love each other. This is not good, and it might get worse, like Mama said, before it gets better. This is a tough road to hoe sometimes. But it's on the money. United we stand, divided we fall. We need some heavyweights in here. We need some people regular. We're doing great. God bless everybody. Let's have a good time. Next person. Thank you, brother. It's unity. Let's form like a damn union and bring them in. Call the AFL-CIO. Put them on the dime.
You got it, brother. Call me Nick.
Okay. Next on the mic is Nick. But
Nate, actually.
take heart. Talk to your neighbors.
My son's name.
And have your neighbor talk to his neighbor or his friend. This is the only way this movement is going to grow power, grow momentum. Is that each one of us got to talk to our friends, our neighbors. Here, I'll talk to everybody. I don't give a fuck. That's my name. You can call me now. Jerry don't give a fuck. Because that's exactly why I'm getting down to. And next on the mic is Nick. My bad. Nate. Well, I think you said Nick.
No, people hear Nick and me, they never get it right. I got this. How you guys doing today? Hey! You know, I wasn't ready to do a speech today, and I actually wore this shirt today. I had to go take care of some paperwork, and I was standing in line, and I got a piece of paper. And they said, hey, come over, help us protest. I helped the last time. I don't know what, if I said made a difference, but I know it made some time. I'm not trying to make time, I'm not trying to make fame. If I did that, I wouldn't be standing here because I'd have the money in my own house. The thing is the paper that I read, it said $4.2 billion is being cut by HUD. For what? For who? For their pocket? Oh, come on, Trump, you got that. You can crap that out anytime you want, right? What, over 130,000 units are being destroyed to make businesses for what? For people that sell stuff online? Nobody that goes into? They won't hire anybody, so nobody can even have a job there. So what are we supposed to do? Just stand here? Jump off a building? I've seen it. I've seen it. I'm 41 years old. I've been homeless since I was 18. I've been homeless in this town for almost 5 years. I cannot count the people that I have lost. Friends and family. Frozen, stabbed, violence, because we're out here fighting like rats, dividing and conquering. That's what they want us to do. They don't want us to work together. They want us to fight each other so that way they don't have to fight us. And that Fourth Amendment, the gun law, was for us to protect us from our government. Not to protect the government, you know, not for the government to come in and take over our homes and do what they're doing. But unfortunately, somewhere down the line, we've given them that power. And so now we're losing it, but we need to get it back. Divided we fall, united we stand. Thank you.
All right. When I was a Marine, is this on? Can you hear me? When I was a Marine, one thing that they did not allow us, I could not go and stand in line in formation, and my brass was not shiny to where you can damn near see yourself in. My boots were not shiny enough to where I could stand out there. I would get told to go back upstairs and redo that. Look at these damn steps. Where is the money? Where's our taxpayer dollars going? We can't even goddamn keep the brass on our city buildings shining. I don't give a damn if it's snowing outside 20 degrees. Me being a Marine, that shit would not exist. This shit would be shining to where you can see yourself. If you don't have a mirror, and I know how women love to have a mirror, to go and fix their little makeup, their eyebrows, and all that good stuff, make you look beautiful. This is our city, not theirs. This is not their city. This is our city. And it's time for the government to be accountable and to make available what the fuck they are doing with our taxpayer dollar. Simple. Simple. And who the next speaker? What's her name? Oh, come on. Make your way, because I'll talk. I got plenty of words. Next on the mic is
Robert McNeil.
Robert McNeil. Man, we might be covered. Y'all see it. You want to hold on?
I just really want to just put it all on the table, just the way it is. Law is being violated, period. Period. Law is being violated. There's been funds being abused by people that we put our faith in. Homeless Coalition, Jesus Save, all this other stuff. Money's going into all this shit for you and me. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. I've been here 4 months. I've never fucking been homeless. Not like this. Been homeless for 18 months. I come from Ford, wrongfully terminated, this and that, but that's another story. I come to Denver, Colorado, and in 4 months, this is madness. And then you got the people in charge, from the coalition to whoever, they're all in chorus. Jesus said, 44, they're all in chorus. Everything is fucking illegal. That bullshit. They treating homeless people just as a head count and that's it. They got money. They got money to reinvent it. Fix up all these places you can fix up, make a home. The government said that. You ain't city, state, county, the feds. And when there's a law, we supposed to follow it. If I break the law, what happens? They prosecute me to the full extent of the law. Period.
Yep.
Me too.
I go to prison, I pay fines, whoop, boom, 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 boom. That's for violating a federal law. And this country's controlled by law. You do anything in it. Robbing the bank to fucking homeless people, you need to be addressed. Red flag grievance. Fuck a little stating, take it to court. See, the feds made the law, but you got these scandalous people out here that's dictating the law, that's running it. They don't know. How many of us, or I wonder how many people, I can only imagine, say, hey, the government said that you got this money for this, and how come I ain't in no place? Well, I think you're violating me as a homeless person and go to court. I just come down from Kansas City and all this stuff just gets in my head. But y'all been here before, 5 times, myself litigate them. And I know that law is the only thing that people understand. That's it. Fuck the city, county, and the state, not knocking them, but they're gonna support each other. But the whole thing's controlled up here. Big Daddy don't know nothing about it, really. Because nobody addressing nothing. And they keeping everything right in here. If anything do go to court, it's in the city or the county or the state. It hasn't reached up there until it reaches there for them to say, do it. Yeah, they are fixing places up. I'll give them that. They're fixing them up. All over the place. You see all the buildings going on. And that's just not on the inner city, that's in the suburbs too. They making them. I worked on them. Nice places, okay? That money is what was given for you and me. And they doing what the police said. You do what the feds said. They doing it. So we building it up for them. But then when you try to get into them, the rent's $2,200 a month. Who the fuck can afford $22 a month? Nobody else knows this because nobody else is fighting. I can't fucking afford $22. I'm homeless. Until somebody take me to court and say, Your Honor, you gave the money for me, but they got the price set for their family members. Not for me. How many buildings do you say is, oh, I'm just hypothetical, I don't even know. Really don't give a fuck, I know it's a whole lot. Do you really think every room is filled?
There's a police officer inside City Hall.
And not only that, they got them all over.
I'm not sure if you can see on the
make
video.
housing available, and there's too many places, too many hotels, too many this that.
There are about 50 people here outside City Hall.
It's been out of 5 years,
rallying.
3 years, 6 years. And this stuff been put in play. I don't know what the day now. I ain't gonna sit back like I do. But I know it's been a while for you to be at the point that you are now with the building and this and that and this and that and that. It had to be a while back. And a lot of you been going to this coalition for the homeless. And you gotta get on the lottery and all this other old shit. And then once you do that, just to get a caseworker to sit back and tell you, well, people's not getting in for 2 years. What the fuck you mean 2 years? I'm homeless now. Until we address this type of shit to the feds, go file a lawsuit and address it so something can become laws and make them control it. It's gonna be just like this, and the people gonna keep on fucking us. They're gonna keep on doing what they want to do because nobody's making them do it. Right. Nobody's making them do what the fuck they need to do. Look, I'm a simple man. I live on both worlds. I see the best of the best, and I'm standing in the worst of the worst. I done lived both sides. And I knew then, no now what I knew then, I just didn't have the mouthpiece to let it be known. I'm gonna break it to you from the hip. I'm ain't gonna tip your toe through it and candy coat the bullshit. They need to be filed charges against them. See, you know that conquer and divide I was talking about? Yeah. But this one person against this person. And then they're gonna bring the whole truth out. See, I ain't gotta do too much space. You're gonna tell on yourself. So what they do, they get money for us, That's why they want to do a head count. Every time you go into Jesus Save and any place else, they use that fucking clarity card. Because they're getting money over money, on top of money. And yet they got us sleeping on mats in warehouses stacked in like cattle. I feel like I'm not part of the United States of America. It ain't supposed to even be like that. I'm 59 years old. I feel like a dinosaur in this country. It shouldn't be like that 2020. But it's all about a head count. That's why they allow the legal activity to go on in the areas. And this going on, that going on. They see it, they got videos everywhere. But as long as you keep me in here, you keep a job, and you doing just what they want us to do. Prevent them from making do what they're supposed to be doing. They're moving their families in there. That's why we're still out here, man. We need to make a stand and file fucking charges. I'll file grievance, red flag grievance against police departments. I did 2 of them. 5 businesses. My job, I just left 2 times, 2015, 2018. In the United States Supreme Court, the federal court. Just know the law. If you know what the law is, what they're supposed to do, and you feel like it's been violated, if what you say is true and correct, the law has been violated. It's an easy one case, but they have to be addressed. Anybody got anything to do with this money, they're supposed to be getting us off the streets.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's what it was. They talking to the roadside. Or my voice is just fucking loud and I could break through all this shit. I don't know. But anyway, we got another person that want to speak. Marcus, you want to come up? Or you behind me? And anybody, if you want to speak, please come up and make a line right here on this rail. And that way I can call you up, and that way we can move it more along expeditiously. The thing about this is this. We are the people. And I can't stress that enough. And the funny thing about this, we are allowing individuals to control our lives. And that is not the way it's supposed to be. Another thing is, we have to, and I can't stress this enough, we have to come together. We have to come together and we have to stand together. And we have to fight this shit.
For folks tuning
I don't
in,
care,
this is
what we have to do, but we got to fight
I'm
this
here in
together.
Denver, Colorado, outside
That's the
City
end of it.
Hall,
We got to
where
fight together,
Denver
because I'm going
Homeless
to tell you
Out
like
Loud
this.
and other
If we don't do
advocates
something here real quick
of
and real fast,
unhoused people's rights
I'm going to tell you
are
what's
here
going to happen.
rallying
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
because Mayor
When you
Michael
come out your house in the morning, you're going
Hancock
to have
is
to
to
ask
be
for
meeting
permission.
with
you go back
the
into your house, you're
director
gonna have to ask
of the
for
U.S.
permission.
Interagency Council
When
on
you go to work,
Homelessness,
you're going to have to ask for
whose name is Robert Marbut
See,
Jr.
This shit
and Housing
is
Secretary
much bigger
Ben
and much deeper
Carson.
than what y'all think. And in crime, and we are at the
Robert
last
Marbut
end
was just recently
or someone else
hired as the director
That's
of
on the
USICH,
on the, well, not the mic, but
and he essentially
is, Marcus Harris.
believes in
Long time no see, my brother.
poorhouses, which will essentially be big warehouses designed to control and supervise behavior of poor people. So that's why folks here are rallying and protesting against the meeting with Marbut and Mayor Hancock.
All right. My name is Marcus. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I am currently housed, but I have been on the street in 5 different cities and 3 different states. Did prison time while I was doing that, about 13 years. So forget what you heard. You guys are my people. And I agree with Jerry that we have to come together and we have to fight this. We have to make ourselves a priority. The money goes where the priorities are.
we are not currently considered, and I'm saying we, because we are not a priority. We're kind of low on the food chain, and the only way to change that is to be the squeaky wheel that gets the grease. We can't deal with these people the way worker day folks do, who turn their most of their choices over to the politicians, and they wait on the politicians to bring solutions. We know that the politicians aren't interested in solutions. The politicians are self-dealing, and they're doing that because, like Jerry said, we allow it. So we can't deal with the leaders, our leadership, the way people indoors deal with the leadership. They turn over everything to the leadership, they pay taxes, and they expect to see results. But that it doesn't work for them, and it's not working for us. So what we have to do, what I'd like to see us do is, like Jerry said, come together, and I'm living proof that a person from the streets can get to the next level, or whatever that is, with love and support. That's what people need, is love and support. I'm no different than anybody here, except I have that on a daily basis, and that's just because of my family. And so we need to get our love and support in other ways. And I think it starts with the way we treat each other. We have to treat each other better, stop stealing, stop fighting. And I know it's hard when you're dealing with scarcity. There's a lot of fear involved. But we can do more together. We can have more together than we can thinking of ourselves as separate from one another. I mean, we're all here for a common cause. You may have different reasons, but we're all here for the same thing. So I would just like to encourage, and I'm talking to myself too, that to the extent that we can, let's show up at city council meetings. To the extent that we can, let's show up when RTD is thinking about doing something underhanded, because we bear the brunt of the decisions that these people are making, and that's okay with them because we are allowing it. Every time I come to an event like this, I expect to turn the corner and see hundreds of people. How come we don't? How come there's not hundreds of people here? There's more people than this that care about what we care about. How come they aren't here? Let's do what we can to let people know what's going on. Let's do what we can to talk to people. You know what I mean? Let's talk to people, and let's I'm not going to say what people need to do, but I'd like to see us, talking to people, letting people know that we are people, because we are, like my friend Ray says, we're not the ones that need to be humanized. It's them. Yeah. So let's let folks know, that there's something inside of what they see on the outside. And I'm telling you, man, if I was mayor, I'd go to the neighborhoods and I would introduce housed people, the unhoused people, by name, first name, and I would suggest that we go down to the local rec center and have chili and spaghetti and talk to one another. When Wellington Webb was mayor, he walked the city. He and his wife slept in 42 different houses, night after night after night, just to get to know people, just to build community. So I'm going to stop now because I can feel my soapbox kind of raising up under me. But I love y'all, and let's pull together. Let's love one another. Love and support is how we make it. Nobody succeeds in a vacuum. That's why a lot of us are stuck, because we stick out our hand and it gets slapped down. We all need one another. So let's start at home, so to speak. Let's start treating each other better. Let's show these folks that we know how to treat each other, and we know how to stand, like Jerry said, and present a united front. And we show up as people and we demand our rights and our liberties as people. And it's face to face. That's how love works. Face to face. Make them tell us to our face, no. That's all I got.
All right. Thank you, Marcus. Hey, something that have been on my mind. All these you go down there off of Welton Welton actually. You see all these 9 stories apartment, these luxurized apartments, and they're living in a situation. Well, I ain't gonna say living in a situation. They're living in the hood, what we used to call the hood. 5 Point, Curtis Park, all that used to be called the hood. But we can be your neighbor if I live across the street from you. I can be your neighbor if I live down the block from you. I can even be your neighbor living in the back of you. But I can't be your neighbor living in the same fucking apartment complex that you're living in, because for some reason, unless rich people know how to put on their pants 2 legs at a time, I know one thing is this: I put my pants leg on one leg at a time, like they do, and they're no special than I am. The only thing is, they probably either were born with a silver spoon in their mouth, or they came into a lucky situation and just happened to get rich off of it. See, that's the problem. See, in America, we have to understand this. Until we all come together and treat a human being, whether you got $1 or whether you got a $10 billion, as equal, we ain't going nowhere with this shit. Because prejudice and racism and inequality is going to always rule out, because they're always going to think that they are better than us. The mayor, he know better than me. The president, that fucker sure know better than me. And the House of Representatives that we have in Colorado and throughout the United States, they know better than no one that is standing out here. They are a human being like I am a human being. The only difference is I'm not a fucking sellout. I'm not going to sell my soul to the highest bidder. So with that being said, I got the next person on the mic, and because it's in food time, because my stomach is growling, and I'm going to let her come on up, and you're going to speak after her. And we got one more after him. After her, sorry. Julie, come on up, and then David will speak after her, and then we will partake in some chow-chow, as we call it, chow time in America. All right?
Does someone want to come and take over for Jerry? Come on, represent.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My damn man, y'all gonna mess around and make me hold this so much time.
Do I hold this down?
Yeah, hold it down and hold it up and speak in it. Yeah.
Can y'all hear me? Right on. So you may be wondering, who is this person? My name is Julie Patino, and I actually work at the Denver Foundation. You may be thinking, who the heck is the Denver Foundation and why do we even care that they're here? We're a 95-year-old organization that's in Denver, and our job is to support organizations like Denver Homeless Out Loud, and we make grants that help support the work that they do, but also we need to do that work with our own mouth and our own feet, and that's why I'm here today. I also happen to be a civil rights attorney for 23 years, and someone who's very uniquely situated to understand the constitutional protections that we're talking about here, and how high of a standard it is to get out of a court that criminalization of homelessness constitutes cruel and unusual punishment. It is one of the highest constitutional standards that there is out there. That is an amazing achievement on the group of folks like Jerry and everyone else, but it is also something that we need to fervently continue to fight. I'm also here today because about a week and a half ago, I got a call from folks in DC that I work with who are allied folks, and they said, I want to warn you that Ben Carson and Robert Marbut are coming to your jurisdiction. And it's not a mistake why they chose Denver. They chose Denver because they have a very, very strong agenda. And this is what their agenda is. Criminalization of homelessness. And they thought, wow, Denver looks like a hospitable place to push that. Number two, they are not about housing first. In fact, Robert Marbut, who's new to this position, said, I'm a housing fourth guy. What they really love is what I call the shelter industrial system. They can they can put lipstick on a pig and call it all different names, but at the end of the day, building out and putting all resources into shelter infrastructure, as everyone has said time and time again today, it is not housing. Housing, and it doesn't take a brain scientist to understand, or a brain surgeon to understand that housing is the solution. The other thing that is really strong in this administration is the belief that everyone experiencing homelessness, it is a personal failing. It is not a systems failing. It's not the fact that we don't have enough adequate, viable, affordable housing, not just any housing. We just don't shove people wherever, right? We're human beings and we have calibrated needs, number one. And by the way, I think there's also an undertone of, well, those uppity homeless folk, they just won't take the housing we offer them. They just won't take the shelter that we offer them. And we know that's not true. The other thing is this belief that everyone experiencing homelessness has a mental illness. And if you didn't have one before you were on the street, and by the way, I'm someone who's experienced homelessness herself. I didn't have to live on the street, I have a car, but I do have some personal experience. But that it's personal failings and that it's mental health afflictions. And therefore, what we need to do is put people in shelters and really work on behavior modification. Behavior modification, I know who needs behavior modification. People that don't understand that we need housing, people that don't understand that we don't have housing wages. In Denver, over 40% of the people experiencing homelessness are people that have jobs. So the job thing goes away, right? The other thing is what I call the 4 Ds. These are all the leading causes of homelessness in Denver, is anything that affects a family unit. And by a family unit, it could just be your partner, it could be you and your dog, but death of someone close to you, divorce, disability, catastrophic health issues, it's the leading cause of bankruptcy. Try to get an apartment if you've had a bankruptcy. We have the crappiest landlord-tenant laws. I've done eviction defense in several different states. When I came here, I was shocked how horrible they are. That's another reason we're plummeting people into homelessness. And then lastly, really recognizing that even folks that do have afflictions that they struggle with are still deserving of housing and services that go along with that in the world as they see fit. And you still get to make those decisions for yourself. So it's no mistake that we're here today, and it's no mistake that a lot of us aren't prepared, I think it was Jerry or Benjamin that mentioned earlier, not being prepared. Nobody told us about this until recently. And so right now, over at Metro Denver Homeless Initiative, which is right across the street from Denver Homeless Out Loud offices, there's a meeting that's taking place. And at least 50 providers of homeless services have been invited to that meeting. We also suspect that the mayor is having a meeting, right? And I also got a call this morning of another organization that's having a meeting. No one let us know about that, right? But I want to tell you about a rare, rare thing. A lot of those providers, and we're just hoping the mayor, which is part of the reason I'm here, will see that we need to drive him out of town. We even have the head of the coalition saying, I support your protest today. Yeah. So the fact of the matter is, that's our mission today. We want to show the federal administration that they don't have any place to go in Denver. that none of us want them here. We're going to drive them out of town. And we're going to hold true to it. And organizations like mine that you would probably never expect out here are here and standing in solidarity with you to make that message clear. Thank you.
David's lit. If y'all want something to eat, go get it, because I'm going to eat it all up.
My name is Davon Moss. I don't know if y'all can see me, I'm pretty short. So I'm originally from California, and I was going to really come up here, but someone kind of encouraged me to come up here. And I'm a person that really don't like to speak in front of cameras, but I am an excellent speaker. So I decided to come up here and encourage and to come up here and speak. I've only been out here for about 7 years off and on. I go visit my foster mother in Cali at least about once or twice a year. But ever since I've been out here, again, I'm not a type of person that likes to speak. Instead, I observe and I watch quietly, silently. But the times that I have, you see people that are committing suicide for the military vets, even still talking about it to this day out loud. You have grandmothers, grandfathers, children. You have students, ex-students like myself. You have students even still homeless. The reason why I'm not going to school is because when I put the homeless shelter address on my application, I'm denied. I can't go to school because I don't have stable housing. So just watching, observing what's going on out here, it is ridiculous. I don't know too much about the laws, but I do know what's speaking up for what is right, whether I end up in jail, whether I end up dead. But the fact of the matter is that people need housing. People do need facility treatments for their drug and alcohol addiction. We need these things out here in Denver, whether I'm here or whether I'm gone. We need it regardless. And I hope you guys stand and to unify one another. All right, thanks for coming out, guys. Just a couple more things. The food is here, and I figured we'd end up with a little chant of stop the sweeps. So if you guys would just follow my lead. Stop the sweeps! 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 All right, guys. Hey, have a good day. Thanks for coming out.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I said when I first started talking, at Denver Homeless Out Loud, they have a meeting every Wednesday at 4:45. Normally there'll be a meal there.
Hi everyone, this is Alex with Unicorn Riot. I'm in Denver, Colorado. This has been a rally and protest outside City Hall to shed light on a meeting that's happening today between Denver Mayor Hancock and the new director of the U.S. Interagency Council on Homelessness. His name is Marbut Jr.
And,
as well as with Housing Secretary Ben Carson.
I want to leave y'all with these party words. We have to understand one thing only.
Excuse me, the local unhoused community here and their advocates are protesting the meeting because they believe most of the meeting is focusing on discussing Marbut's version of poorhouses. He essentially is pushing for forced warehousing designed to control and supervise the behavior of poor people. In his first warehouse that he helped create before he was the director of USICH, he was a consultant that traveled around the country to different cities. And he helped create the Haven for Hope in San Antonio, Texas, which he calls a transformational campus. And in
But
this
at the end of the
facility,
day,
residents who struggle with
we have to come
addiction
to the realization
have to sleep on the
that
concrete
their
courtyard
life is their life.
and only get the privilege to
And
sleep
we have to
under a
let them choose.
roof once
They are
they
going to make
pass a
mistakes.
drug test.
Yeah, I made a lot of mistakes. I'm still making mistakes.
And
I'm
he
57,
believes in
well,
behavior
getting ready to turn 58
modification
years old.
over
I'm gonna make some more mistakes.
giving
But
housing
at the end of the
first.
day,
He thinks that the reason
each one of us have a
people
right to choose the path that we
become
want to live our
houseless
lives.
is because of their
That's a
behavior.
right that was not given to us by our government or by our individual.
And
That is a right that was given to us by
we reached
Yahuwah.
out to Mayor Hancock's office today for comment on the meeting. They denied a meeting at all. Any type of meeting was taking place today, whether it had to do with housing or not. However, the Director of Communications for USICH, Jennifer Rich, did confirm that Marbut is in Denver today and that he has a full day of meetings.
I love you all, and to tell you the truth,
Also, a woman, Judy, from the Denver Foundation, who's also a civil rights lawyer, just spoke, and she said that she heard from friends in D.C. that Marbut and Carson would be here to speak with,
and when you vote,
excuse me, some
sure that you get to know the person that you get to vote for.
houseless
Make
service
sure that
providers,
they are not going to sell
as
you
well
out.
as with
Make
other
sure you get to know them, and if they're going to stay
administrators
by what they
here
are
in
saying
Denver.
during their campaign speeches and everything. That's the only way that we're going to make a change. And we got to make a change, and we got to do it quick. And we might as well start this year, start with the presidential, the Senate, all that good shit. You know, we can do
And
it.
if
So
you
thank you
appreciate
all for
our
coming.
coverage today,
And,
as well
enjoy
as
it.
every
The food,
all of our other content, you can visit
I wish I would've
unicornriot.ninja and check out all of our work on our website, as well as click on the support tab if you want to help us continue providing this content. We released an investigative report a couple weeks ago highlighting how the Denver police profit from moving people around, cleaning up and breaking down houseless encampments around Denver, and how Denver contracts private cleanup companies, and then the cleanup companies contract off-duty Denver police officers to help with security. And over 20% of the total that Denver paid the contract company went to off-duty Denver police officers. And you can check that investigation out on our website at unicornriot.ninja. The article is called Denver Police Cash In on Houseless Encampment Cleanups. And I'm going to see if Judy from Denver Foundation can speak.
But you can even use them to plan your organization. But the thing is, you have to have more than just yourself. It can't just be your vision. But it also has to know that board of grants needs help, right? For a Strengthen Neighborhoods grant, and that it is a food situation. And once you get that, yeah, just contact us.
How do I verify this?
What we do when people, you just talk to us, and we go like hang out with you, and folks who are part of your organization, hear what you want to do, and see if it's something we can help support. Like we have an organizer on staff. Yeah, so we're not just some like ivory tower. Neither one of us was working there. That was how it was.
Are we talking about all on this too?
Yeah, the only problem with that, in my opinion, race.
Therese. Saturday, if they have,
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's why I just saying that. Trying to have a conversation about, in fact, we've been doing work on really race and homelessness, recognizing that if you don't address racism, you are never going to eliminate homelessness, because there's a huge disproportionality among folk of color, African American folk.
Sorry, I'm just waiting for Judy to end a conversation with someone else. But this is Alex with this is Alex with Unicorn Riot. I'm here outside a event that was organized by Denver Homeless Out Loud. They're a local houseless advocacy organization here in Denver. The purpose of their rally is to highlight and protest a meeting between Denver's Mayor Hancock and Robert Marbut, who's the new director of homelessness in the federally. And also Ben Carson, who's the housing director.
Fireworks, selling Christmas trees.
And then it all.
Yeah, just crumbled before my eyes that quick.
So are you housed right now?
Years to get it. No, I'm back homeless.
Okay.
But I'm still working.
And Robert Marbut does not believe in housing first. Even though that is what the U.S. Interagency Council on Homelessness has always touted and advocated for. However, he's the new director of that agency and he does not believe in that. He believes in housing fourth. He believes in behavior modification as a primary as the primary component of trying to quote-unquote end homelessness.
I'm working with these people right now.
They're not going to be able to comment on it? No
Public
comment on it.
from outreach. I used to have a caseworker at a VOA. She's no longer there.
Especially when you're only visiting, when you're only using it, and that's where they put the property. So, either, like, we're doing this week, be everywhere. I'm like, no.
Yeah, you got to have a lot of additional lines out there. But if you contact me,
once you put so much on someone, what they don't know is going to hurt. Man, what you going to do is
I'm getting people housed, man. It's just getting people, like, with, with criminal records, infectious disease, but I'm pretty much Brittany, and she's with the group called Be Connected. Yeah, she used to work for the coalition, and then was like, you know what, I'm doing it. And so she's
like that, So, like I said, I'm sure I got
taking care of it. Thank you.
They have actually. I wanted to get here to speak to my heart. Did I say that? I'm sorry. It sounds like a sound story.
No. That's exactly what you got to keep it real.
Right. Well, thank you, Joey. Okay, thank you. All right.
Like when we have one they'll cover it, but they won't pull it.
I don't know. Unicorn Riot, I can give you a card. We're alternative media, horizontally run, like no bosses.
Like 2 hours today. We actually did get
But yeah, I basically just have some questions about Marbut and like his deal.
Okay.
Would you want to walk maybe in the shade? Is that?
Get so hung up on the numbers that we lose sight of the even then some of the most powerful things.
So we're gonna be speaking with Judy with the Denver Foundation.
I took a lift. But this will just be a couple minutes, right? So
Yeah, it'll.
I don't want to.
What's Unicorn Riot? I think I've seen it.
We're an educational and like all types of media collective, nonprofit, horizontally run.
Cool.
That's so cool. He's a journalist too. I mean, we work together, but he writes some badass stuff. I'm just gonna put, or do you mind holding this? I know that's a terrible thing to ask a guy or a coworker. So there's a visual of me too.
I'm sorry?
Oh, so it's videotaped as well?
Yeah, I'm currently live.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, if you don't mind stating your name, who you're with, and explain why you're here today.
Okay. So my name is Julie Patino, and I work at the Denver Foundation, which is a community foundation that funds groups like Denver Homeless Out Loud to do what they do and funds grassroots organizing.
And can you talk a little bit about the meeting that is happening today between Hancock and Marbut?
Well, I don't know. It's not confirmed that Robert Marbut is meeting with the mayor. It's just highly suspected because he's done it in other cities. I will say that it is confirmed that he is meeting with folks who get the HUD funding in the area to talk to them. I know that's a group that's really committed to Housing First, which is something that Robert Marbut is not committed to. He calls it Housing Fourth. I think there's a belief in the administration that Housing First means you just throw a house at someone undeserving, and that's it, and that's the solution to homelessness. And Housing First is so much more. It's a recognition that people experiencing homelessness are experiencing homelessness for a whole bunch of different reasons. And as a result, housing or interventions to keep people housing are going to be different solutions. So Housing First really tries to recognize people as individuals and whole people. And I guess the other flavor of the administration is this belief that homelessness is people's fault. It's because of individual failings. So it completely abdicates everybody who has anything to do with systems work or government from any responsibility for affordable housing, for equity, for making sure that people have a housing wage to live with. It's just not a mystery why homelessness exists and why Denver has had a very high resurgence of homelessness given our really tight housing market. And we're just like a lot of other places around the country with the same thing. It is not a big mystery. It's not because all of a sudden all these people got together and decided to have personal failings.
And as a civil rights lawyer, what are your thoughts on Marbut as the new director of IC?
Well,
USICH.
I really think his leadership can take us many, many, many steps back. There are so many places around the country that have worked really hard to do what's called coordinated entry, which is to recognize that you can't just take financial resources and have everybody who gets them act as a little fiefdom for those dollars, that we all need to, particularly when we're in a region like the metro area, coordinate how we provide services, that we actually need to care about who comes through the doors of providers and not just kind of churn and burn, and that engage people and try to figure out what it is they need. I assert it's not just a shelter bed, or I even say with food banks, somebody who comes to a food bank usually has bigger fish to fry than just needing food. They usually are housing insecure. So it's taken a long time for providers to get into that space where they're thinking about people holistically, and we're talking about having an administration that wants to roll that back. And frankly, I think it's a very militarized response, because we're talking about, I even use terms of mass incarceration, mass shelter incarceration, the shelter industrial complex. Shelters were never meant to be housing. In fact, they were originally put forth as FEMA, based responses. And that's exactly the space they should stay in, is a place that immediately it goes into the business of what can we do to help this person get housed, and housed in a way that's not warehoused or just shoved in any type of housing without services. And we've worked hard in this area to not do that. There are a lot of providers who think that way.
And lastly, as a civil rights lawyer, what are your thoughts on the continued sweeps of people after the ruling that the camping ban and the effects of it are unconstitutional?
Well, I'm not going to make an assertion based on the fact that I have handled that case. I definitely have done cases like that in California. What I can say is that for a ruling to come out that a type of government action
is considered cruel and unusual punishment. I mean, think about where we typically hear that language. We usually hear it in death penalty cases, right? In solitary confinement cases. It is not a proud moment for the city to have that label attached to an activity that they do. And I do not care if it is well-intentioned. I do not care if it's paternalistic and we just need to get these people in services and we don't want people dying in the street. I don't care. What I would like to see are solutions that are based on the lived experience of people who are actually experiencing homelessness, coupled with the resources.
Is there anything else you want to add?
Pardon me. So sorry. I guess what I would like to add is that I don't think the number of people who showed up today is a reflection of truly the numbers of folks that really take issue with not only criminalization, but with this administration and the officials that they're sending around the country to put forth their vision of the world.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So sorry about the cough.
It's okay. So everyone, this is Alex with Unicorn Riot. I'm still here in Denver, Colorado, outside City Hall. Denver Homeless Out Loud organized a rally and protest today to protest a probable meeting between Robert Marbut, Ben Carson, and Mayor Michael Hancock. Ben Carson and Robert Marbut have been traveling across the country, speaking to different cities. Right now they're in Denver. They're speaking with service providers today. And it's not 100% confirmed that they're meeting with Mayor Hancock, but it's just very probable. You said you wanted to... And then here's Jesse, who's with Denver Homeless Out Loud.
Yeah, so I'm Jesse LaShawn Paris. I ran for city council at large last year, got almost 15,000 votes. My slogan was justice for the poor, people over profit. And I'll be running again in 2023 to be the next mayor of Denver, Colorado. And the slogan still stands, justice for the poor, people over profit. We need poor people in the halls of power. That's the only way anything's gonna change. We need people to have lived experience with this. I've been on the streets for almost a decade. I know exactly what is gonna be needed to not necessarily solve this problem, but alleviate it. Because the solution is housing, and right now we have 26,000 vacant luxury apartments in Denver alone. And it's a real estate deal that these greedy politicians and developers refuse to do. So we need a phasing out process. If those that can afford to live in these units get phased out and new tenants get to move in, we need a phasing out process. This is ridiculous. We have 26,000 vacant luxury apartments, but yet we have almost 10,000 people unhoused on the streets of Denver. So I believe in encampments, I believe in tiny home villages, I believe in ADUs, I believe in attainable housing, housing that people can actually afford. When they say affordable housing, it is not affordable. They are basing it based off of aerial median income. The average median income in Denver, Colorado is $65,000. So when they're talking this AMI talk about 40, 60, 80 AMI, you have to make 80% of $65,000 to be able to afford a 1 or 2 bedroom in Denver. That is ridiculous. I am a native. I was born and raised here. I've been here for over 30 years. And this cost of living increase is not keeping up with the wages. The wages are not keeping up with the cost of living. The cost of living has skyrocketed, at least in the past 10 years. When I moved out on my own, my first place, I was paying $400 a month. That same place is asking for $1,200 a month. And that was just for a buffet, not a 1 bedroom or a 2 bedroom, but just a buffet. So this is crazy. We need drastic measures, drastic change. We need to basically sweep the whole council like they sweep the unhoused every night. And we need a new mayor, and I have stepped into that place. So I am running in 2023, Jesse LaShawn Paris, and the slogan still stands, justice for the poor, people over profit. Thank you.
Thanks. This is excuse me, this is still Alex with Unicorn Riot here outside Denver City Hall, also known as the City and County Building of Denver. There was a rally outside this building a little while ago, organized by Denver Homeless Out Loud, which is a local advocacy group here in Denver. For unhoused people, the organization has unhoused people as members as well, and they were protesting and rallying against the presence of Housing Secretary Ben Carson and Director of the U.S. Interagency Council on Homelessness, Marbut Jr., their presence in Denver today, especially a meeting that is most likely happening today with Mayor Michael Hancock. It's not 100% confirmed that that Ben Carson and Marbut are meeting with Hancock. However, it's highly suspected since the Director of Communication for the U.S. Interagency Council on Homelessness did tell me earlier today that Marbut has a full schedule here in Denver today, full of meetings. And since Mayor Hancock is the mayor in Denver, it makes sense that they would be meeting. A big reason why Denver Homeless Out Loud and other people are upset about the meetings going on, the presence of Carson and Marbut in Denver, is because there's a lot of cuts happening for affordable housing. In Denver specifically, the housing costs have been skyrocketing, and many people are finding themselves not able to afford rent. And there are a lot of people living on the streets. And Marbut, according to Denver Homeless Out Loud, is a longtime advocate of homeless concentration camps. They're referring to facilities that he has helped create that are essentially really large warehouses that pack in people, and their main focus is behavioral modification and trying to control what people eat, how they behave, etc. And at his first transformational campus, as he calls it, called Haven for Hope in San Antonio, residents who struggle with addiction have to sleep on concrete in their courtyard called Prospects Courtyard, and they're only able to go inside with a roof over their head and sleep indoors if they pass a drug test. So these are some of the reasons why folks were rallying outside here today in Denver. Thanks for watching. This is Alex with Unicorn Riot. You can check out our other content about the criminalization of unhoused people in Denver on our website. We recently released a report about how Denver police cash in on cleaning up houseless encampments. And if you appreciate this coverage and our continued coverage of this issue here in Denver, as well as our coverage internationally, you can go to our website at unicornriot.ninja and click on our support tab and give as much as you can. That's how we're able to continue to provide this coverage to all of you. Thank you so much for watching.
Where are you? Where are you set up? Okay. Yeah.